What is going on, everyone, at the Star Wars CCG graded community? I'm here with JP Peltier. We're here to update on October 2024, all things Star Wars CCG graded. JP, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me, Kyle. It's always fun to do the monthly updates.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like these, so happy to keep doing them. Honestly, these months just kind of jump through. I feel like I just kind of get in the fun. I'm like, oh my god, the month's over. We got to do another chat. I'm like, where are we? Like, what's going on? This month has been kind of hectic. I know September is, everyone's getting back in the groove, the schedule. You got back to school stuff, summer's over, vacation's done, right? Everyone's time to buckle in at work and whatnot. So I have not been paying as much attention to the buying stuff. I did pick up a few Japanese slabs this past month, but otherwise I for the first time in a few days, like it would be, I didn't check eBay every single day, which is unusual because I typically watch that religiously, but life is going on, right? But we are here to bring all this back. So let's kick things off like we always do with our contests from a prior month. September was a challenging category for a lot of you. So it was Cars with Destiny number 5. So that would mean you would have to dig through the depths of your collection and find some of those oddball things, because a lot of mains, as we know, don't have high Destiny numbers. Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight 6, right? But 5 is an unusual Destiny number. So it's usually with like interrupts, effects. And I think Luke had shared with us that only 400 something cards had a Destiny number of 5. So this was interesting. We didn't get many submissions. I think in total, what do we have? 2, 3, 6 submissions total?
6 total. Yep. That was it.
Maybe some people forgot. I don't know. But let's kick things off with the low ball. We had 2 submissions. And ultimately, Robert John's PSA 6, a new secret base foil, and PSA 7, Lando Calrissian Ref 3, non-foil, ultimately was the winner for lowball because it had the lowest one. And for a refreshing change to actually have a lowball that is an actual lowball.
That's right. And usually I go for the lowball, even though they're 9s or 10s, leaving the door wide open for anybody to win that category.
So that, congratulations, Robert John. You will be winning a BGS 9 Skywalkers Limited. So congrats on that. I'm going to hand it over to JP for Unique.
Yeah, Unique. It's funny because half the submissions were all unique. But it is tough finding those Destiny 5 cards in your collection. I started looking thinking, I hope I've got some. And I realized I had a whole bunch because usually the guys that are collecting sets will have the whole set and all the cards. So maybe that was a little bit easier for me. But of the 3 submissions, one was mine and one was Kyle's. But while we were kind of judging through it and actually, comparing apples to apples and seeing how do you grade and how do you judge them when they're this close, we ended up having a tie for first place for Unique. So I do want to congratulate Kyle on his Baniskig Japanese and also on his We're Doomed. They're both Japanese. They're both PSA 10. They're both Pop 1s. So congratulations for you on the tie. And the other winner is Michael Lockwood. He had his Responsibility of Command Japanese Hoth and eWeb Blaster Japanese Hoth. The Responsibility of Command was a BGS 9.5, and the eWeb Blaster was a BGS 9. So that also, they're very rare, one of ones. So the winner will be getting a Ben Kenobi PSA 7 Special Edition. So congratulations to you, and congratulations to Michael Lockwood.
Yeah, that was really interesting, right? So it was the eWeb Blaster, we should state, with no title, right? So we've seen that in a PSA 9, right? Like I think I handed one off to Robert John, but that BGS 9.5 Responsibility of Command, I mean, only so many people can acquire that card, and yet, Pop 1s, top grades, it's kind of hard to go back and forth, right? They're both super unique, but Michael never disappoints with his submissions, so very,
good job,
very exciting for that. And our top pair with it was the only submission, so and it was not a bad one, I will add. So Max Fox put in R2D2 Reflections Foil PSA 10 and an R2D2 from A New Hope Limited PSA 9. So that was pretty solid submission. There were some shocked responses there. I wonder if people saw that and were like, yeah, I can't touch that. And maybe just didn't want to submit. I don't know, but for top pair, Max, you're getting the X-Wing Premier Japanese PSA 9. So congrats on that win. For next month, our categories, as we have laid out in the group, I do have a post that lays out the categories all the way until May of 2025, but October is non-foil locations and planets. So I'm hoping to see a few more submissions with that. Again, non-foil locations and or planets. Could be either one or the other, whatever. So curious to see what you guys got for that. And then, of course, November, we have droids, and December, Destiny number 4, January, Stormtroopers, February, gambling, gaming, pod racing, Sabacc theme, March, foil locations and planets, April, Destiny number 3, and May is devices and or creatures.
That's going to be fun.
So that's an interesting category, right? Because there's not too many of those, but maybe combining them, we'll see something interesting. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're submitting stuff. If you want to be part of the competitions, we do have prize support until then, at least. So if you want to support for prize support or have things that you are willing to submit or share for that, please get in touch with me, and I will gladly add them to the pile for the community, for the betterment of grading everywhere. So, JP, give us a quick update on anything going around the horn in the group.
Yeah, it's starting to pick up a little bit. We've had about 10 or 15 new members this month as of this morning, 825. So we're going to be cruising into having 900. So we're creeping closer and closer to having that 1,000 mark. And I know it's just so crazy that, I mean, there was a month there or two where like we didn't have any members or a couple left, but we're back on having some good steady growth. Things have been great. I haven't had many calls or issues in the group. I know that coining thing we've said the last couple of streams we've done, that's helped a lot. That's knocked out probably all of the scamming.
Okay.
Yeah, so keep on going. You guys that are posting in there, you wanting to sell or auction stuff off, please coin. You're still doing a great job. And again, if you've got eBay or any other type of auctions that's outside the group that you want to, present and kind of market a little bit, you guys are just welcome to post links and pictures and let people know what's up for sale, because sales have been pretty good this month. They're getting to be a little cheaper, but their volumes are still way up. So keep your eyes up, keep your eyes peeled, and keep a lookout for all those sales. A couple things I want to bring up real quick is now it's October, and PSA has 4 new specials. 3 of them are really good for us in particular. There's a value bulk grading, which is 1980 to present. It's $17.99 a card, 10 card minimum. And again, this is just PSA. They're continuing on with their TCG non-sport special, 20 card minimum, still $13.99 a card. That's good. And now they've got this blue label special. That's pretty interesting. It's where they authenticate and they grade the autograph that's on a card. So if you have some autographs on cards and you want to send them in, PSA has a $18.99 special. It's just 1 card at a time, whatever you want to send in. And I've never sent in any cards to be authenticated. Now, they only do, if you've got multiple autographs on a card, they won't do that. It has to be just 1 autograph per item. But I'm sitting on about 387 autographs, and I'm going to try it for the first time. So I'm going to see how it goes, how PSA does their blue label autographs for Star Wars CCG cards. And I recommend you guys take a look at those specials this month. They're really good.
What a way to preserve the card,
Yeah, that too, because I've seen a lot of people, and Beckett sometimes shows up to a lot of these, celebrations and all the other where they know big name signers are going to be there, and they do it right on the spot so that they don't even have to sit there and really authenticate it. You literally walk across the aisle and hand them the card, and they do it right on the spot. But I know those BGS slabs are fat. And a lot of my displays that I have on my walls are very low profile. So the PSA slabs might be better for that. So if you're the kind but you don't care what company you're going with, you might take a look at PSA and might save you some room. I'm already out of boxes to put sets and stuff because everything I've got is BGS. So I'm just going to try it and see some of my multiples and see how it looks and see how it goes.
So this is for this is for in a slab, it'll just say authentic auto.
Correct.
Or are they grading the card and the auto? Or
I believe you have some options. I believe they'll also grade the card. The most popular is just the authenticate auto. That's what the blue label was showing on the special. I've looked at their autograph services, and they have like 2 or 3. If you want the card graded, the autograph graded at the same time, you can have that done just normally. And I don't know if it's part of the special. I'll have to dig a little deeper, and you guys can dig a little deeper too and just run through it to see what it offers. But I'm sure the service goes up. The cost of the service goes up if you're going to add grading the card to it as well. But who knows? Maybe it's just their service they're running this month to get people interested in that service. But again, that's $18.99 a card. So I've got like 3 or 4 David Prowse that I'll probably take the middle of the road one and see how it goes. But I need to get them all slabbed up. But one more thing I just wanted to mention too is Hurricane Helene had come through and had done some pretty good damage. And I know some of our members in our group have been affected by it. If you're the kind of person that wants to do any type of contributions and donations, you can go directly to, there's a bunch of them out there. There's Red Cross and a few other relief programs out there. But if you feel like you wanted to donate through the group, you can get with me or anybody. We have a very good a service in Springfield called Convoy of Hope. Their trucks, all their people are already out in Florida. They deliver food and water from warehouses that they collected here in the Springfield area and out. But that's my charity of choice because they're helping directly with food and water. So again, if you have any questions about anything like that, we have people in our group that have been affected by that too. So you can reach out to me with any questions you have with that. So.
Yeah, that's super important. I know some people are suffering in silence in there, but if there's anything that the group members can do to support, please reach out to us. And that sounds like a great program. I haven't heard of Convoy of Hope, but if it's a good local thing that you support and can see where your dollars are going to action, then I think that means a lot. That goes far. Let's talk about moving on with card shows. I know I've mentioned this before, at least in my neck of the woods, the Philadelphia Non-Sport Card Show, it's October 26th and 27th. There were some other things we noticed, I think, in your neck of the woods in October. There's a Chicago Collecticon, the 12th and 13th, although that's probably mostly Pokemon and a little bit of One Piece, Arcana, Yu-Gi-Oh, that kind of stuff. But there's also another non-sport card in TCG in, the 18th and 19th in your neck of the woods. So we'll have to keep an eye on if there's other card shows, non-sport card shows in your area. Feel free to share that with the group. I think sometimes these things don't get they don't get marketed out enough or the right way or reach the right people. So a lot of times I find out about these things after they just happened, which is super annoying.
I know.
So if you know of other things in the area or you know other people in the area, please share that in the group. That would be super helpful.
Yeah, and we continue to try to get exposure to the hobby. I know there's a lot of people out there, and there's a couple here in Springfield. There's one that's going to be coming up in November. I continually try to reach out to the coordinator, but when I go, that's a packed house. There is no room for other vendors. And I've talked to the vendors. I might have made mention in our last stream that they tried for years to get a table. So I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to keep trying so I can get a table. And once I'm in, I'm going to be a perpetual supplier vendor and keep that table. But there's going to be a Missouri Comic-Con coming up in February. I'll make more mention of it in probably December and January. And I'm going to try to get to be a supplier, a vendor at that show too, and then let you guys stay updated on that. So
I think it would be really next level, if we identify a card show in 2025 that perhaps a few members can reach out to travel to, whether that's in the Midwest or West or South. I feel like a lot more of this stuff occurs in either the Midwest, California, or like Florida, somewhere around there, right? But, if there's something we can identify where maybe we could get a few members to meet out for a weekend or something, I feel like that would be really cool. So if anybody sees a card show or an opportunity where we could do that, please share that because I would love to do that. And if anything, we can just rally around each other and buy, sell, trade, and play with each other.
Yep.
Anything else around the horn on your end? I didn't have much. I just see like we've had a lot of reflections, foil sales, like 1, 2, and 3 as of the last few weeks. But like you said, the volume's there, and nothing really too crazy from a large purchase. But again, I think the focus wasn't, September was kind of dialing into other things. So maybe we'll get back into this as winter comes around again, like we usually do.
Oh yeah, and everybody's getting to be seasoned now. They're better inspectors. People know what they're doing now. They don't really need to have their hands held, and they understand how the market works. They are good at knowing, how the timelines for grading. So you guys are really doing a great job and got your own little assembly lines going. So I guess just on another similar note, there's still no traction with some of the extra registry sets, but it is open to submit requests. So if you guys are putting sets together, whether you're broadcasting it to the group or doing it in silence, try to keep plugging away and poking at them and get them to have the sets that you need published because it's open for requests now. So do that. Me personally, I've got 8 submissions that have been out for over 2 months with PSA, and they're not all that weird. They're not, packs or anything like that. They're all just straight grading. So I don't know what's taking them so long. Must be just the volumes are picking up again.
So I was digging deep through the depths of PSA forums for people that were asking on why does this take so long? What's going on? And supposedly from one of the VPs at PSA, amongst all the deep comments in there, they decided to respond. But they were saying that they were creating a new digitized process to speed up the registry creation process, because right now it's all manual and it takes a long time and they can't really do it right. So it's not scalable given the amount of sets that exist for things that people are grading. You can't just have a few people typing this out. It's not realistic, and it should be digitized, right? So they were saying they were doing a complete overhaul program, and that was something in the works. Now, generally, when you get this, they have high hopes or ambitions of getting that done within a few months, and then it takes a few years, right? It's like a major construction project. They give you a budget, they give you a timeline, and it never is done on that time, and it's never done on budget, right? So, in my mind, that's probably where this is going, but that response was as of 6 months ago, and that was the last or the most latest thing I could find on it. But if they are digitizing that process, especially with all this AI helpfulness, you could just dump in these files, have them spit it out. So I don't know what's taking them so long, but I would imagine that's where it's going. I'm hoping that's the case because it would be great to see all different kinds of sets for everything that was ever released, that was ever graded, to have that exist. I mean, imagine the wide variety of sets and unique stuff that could be posted in there. And it really should not be a manual process anyways. But
no, it should.
I don't run a business, so what do I know, right?
I know. Hey, we're still the customers though, and sometimes we think we have good solutions. But if you just take, just our expansion sets for Star Wars CCG, and you think, well, it's out of print and there's only a finite amount. Well, once all those checklists and sets are published, then you've got all planets. Then you've got somebody that wants everything Boba Fett. You got all bounty hunters. So there's going to be a ton of different. I mean, there's a Boba Fett one now, isn't there? Like every Boba Fett from the top.
Yeah, they got villains and heroes and different characters.
Whatever it is, there's going to be there's one out there right now. I can't think of what it is. That's in around. Like, how did that one get published? It's like
weird stuff. Maybe they did this 10 years ago. I don't know.
I don't.
Again, it should be automated and digitized and yada yada. But cool. So feel free to submit a submission. Maybe keep bugging them on that. And yeah, we'll look forward to the submissions for this month. Thanks again, JP, for joining.
Thank you, Kyle.